over again.
Well, and to that end, then, this report, and I'm not sure if you've read it, but I'm sure you've read the news reports. I mean, this report details that the governor used bad judgment, in Judith Kaye's opinion, in inserting himself into this case. Was that an appropriate thing for the sitting governor, the most powerful person, ostensibly, in New York, to have done?
I will not second-guess the findings of Judge Kaye. I have an enormous amount of respect for her. She has impeccable integrity. And it's not for me to second-guess the findings in her report. But I will say that any time you have anyone attempting to influence the outcome of a criminal investigation, of a criminal case, especially in the area of domestic violence, that is a very disturbing allegation. Now, in this case, it might not have risen to the level of being a crime, but this is one of the issues that we as a society have to get serious about addressing, because we have far too many instances, children growing up in homes with domestic violence, seeing that violence, perpetuating that violence as adults. This is one of the issues that I have spent my life fighting for reform in, and certainly have done an enormous amount in this area as district attorney, and I look forward to being a vocal advocate for all victims of domestic violence.
The Attorney General actually recused himself in part because he thought at the time that the governor would be his primary opponent, and there was a possibility of that. Why would you said you thought you would do the same thing. Why would you recuse yourself? I mean, I know that you've spoken of possibly running for governor. You're not ruling it out yourself. You're the only one of the 5 Democratic AG contenders to have done that. But why would you see the need to recuse yourself for a political purpose in this particular instance had you been AG?
Well, Liz, I was actually responding to your question of would I have done the same thing that Andrew Cuomo did. So I was putting myself into the position of Andrew Cuomo as the position existed at that time. And so if I were in the exact same position with the politics being what they were, I would have made the same decision. That was my how I intended that response.
I see. Yeah. So I'm curious, you're in New York tonight, and I appreciate you joining us. I'm just curious, we haven't seen you because of your job and your responsibilities. We haven't seen you very much upstate. I'm curious when we might be seeing you again in person.
Well, over the next couple of weeks, I'm hoping to have the opportunity to travel across the state. I was in Albany a couple of weeks ago at a picnic there, and I'm looking forward to traveling across the state. Obviously, my travel is restricted. My campaigning is restricted to mostly in the evenings and on weekends, but I'm working 7 days a week, almost 24 hours a day, to get around and talk to New Yorkers all across the state, and I'm looking forward to doing that a lot over the next 6 weeks.
Might we see you on the air soon? You do have more money than anyone else on hand, with the exception of Sean Coffey, who put his own money into the campaign.
I am looking forward to speaking to the voters all across the state through a media campaign that I'm very fortunate to be able to do, and that should be starting very soon.
Oh, well, we will keep looking for that. I want to thank you very much, DA Kathleen Rice. It's very nice to talk to you.
Liz, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.